Hello, everybody. This is Matt Klinsky here, and I wanted to come live. I'm going live on Facebook and YouTube. Hope everyone is having a great start to June. I wanted to be a vulnerable kind of discussion today, and I'm willing to jump in and if anyone has any other thoughts to add. But today, is June 2nd, and if you're like me, this weekend had a lot of ups and a lot of downs. And I wanted to share some of my thoughts. It's kind of like a emotional roller coaster this weekend. On the one hand, SpaceX, a team of thousands of people with a mission of putting somebody into space and creating a privatized space operation, bringing space exploration back to the U.S. Such a great high on Saturday when it happened, and just super excited not only for the U.S. but for entrepreneurs, for Elon Musk, for SpaceX team of engineers. I'm sure you've heard the stories of the countless hours thousands of engineers have put in to make that happen. To bring space exploration back to the U.S. it's a great feeling that we don't have to rely on other countries to put our astronauts into space. And then on the other hand, there were the riots and the looting and almost the low of the low you can feel in one weekend. And I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that are struggling with this too. And I wanted to have a conversation and kind of give you a few thoughts in terms of how I'm dealing with it. Because yesterday I was a wreck. And I'm sure a lot of you guys were too. I mean, you came off of a Saturday of great, above and beyond, great fulfillment of life, actualization of a goal. And then on Sunday, you see all the anger in the world, at least in the U.S. There's so much anger and miscommunication, and it's frustrating. It's frustrating because I love this country and I love everything that's going on. But at the same time, there's a lot of anger there. And I want to just kind of open the discussion and kind of see what other people are feeling, and wanted to share my thoughts because, we can't be quiet anymore. We can't just sit along and say this is okay. Personally, when one person or a group of people are acting rudely to any other human, that is not acceptable. I don't care what human color that person is. One human treating another human poorly and bad and disrespectful is an issue, period. I don't care if the officer was one color or the victim was another color. It's bad. And part of the system that I see from my point of view is that these types of incidences are going on, and there's not justice for the family. And I could definitely understand that. But I think it's when you think of how thousands of engineers can work towards a similar goal like SpaceX and have that success, Elon can't take 100% credit for that. He can take a credit for the visionary. He can direct people, but it's the thousands and thousands of people. And then within 24 hours, that was overshadowed by the bad deeds of a bad cop, a bad person, a bad mistake. And it's all of that time, energy, and resources kind of overshadowed by hate. And it was sad. It was an emotional roller coaster from my point of view. And so I, have been thinking a lot about what's going on, and I kind of put into 3 kind of action items that I want to take on myself, that I'm going to be putting into place, and kind of use some of my famous quotes and stuff. But the first thing that came to my mind was Bruce Lee's quote about emotional content. And in the movie Enter the Dragon, he's teaching, and the kid is getting frustrated and mad, and he says, use emotional content, not anger. And so my challenge to myself and to everybody who's listening is use emotional content. Have that feeling in you, but then do something good with it. Do something productive with it. Make a change, but in a good way. Emotionally control it and put out a good result. Be one with your results, with your energy, and emotionally content from that standpoint. Another thing that I talk about is self-actualization. And, I think that's on the high end of what Elon Musk and his team of 1,000 engineers did. Is self-actualization is really bring yourself up, set that goal and work towards it, whatever that goal is. Do whatever you can to rise up wherever you're at right now and just rise up to something bigger, better than yourself. And typically goals, working on something that you love to do, those all things kind of get you in the right direction. And then it's determination from that standpoint. So for me, self-actualization is bigger than achieving a goal or getting a promotion. To me, self-actualization is really taking yourself up the next level. What's that next level of greatness that you can do and prepare for today that will help get you there tomorrow? And when you come off of weekends like this, where you have such a great thing and such a sad, frustrating thing happening in within 24 hours of each other, it's hard. It's hard to distinguish how everything is going on. And then the last thing I'll talk about is just greatness in general. And it's hard to think about greatness in times of stress and sadness and anger. But we have to realize that America itself is great. We just have some issues and we have to work on these issues and we have to come together as a country to work on these issues. And I don't know the answer, but I know that there are a lot of smart people that are listening. We just have to have a voice and make change, and greatness will continue to grow. We can't just eradicate greatness over a few bad people's decisions or poor decisions of a few bad people. We have to change the system to make it better. But at the same time, don't let it drag us down. Don't let us get negative. Don't let us have racism in our own bodies and minds and spirits. Like, push that away. Realize that there are real people that are angry and upset and hurt. And we have to listen, acknowledge, and move on greatness. And that's, I think, that what's getting me through this week. And that's my goal for the next coming, weeks. But it's I'm sure a lot of you are experiencing that same thing, where anything in your life, a lot of times the best things in life come after the lowest of the low. And so I'm looking forward to seeing what comes out of the lowest of the low that we're currently in with everything going on. But at the same time, we can't lose sight of the fact that if you don't have that goal, if you don't have that, self-actualization goal to work for, what are you working for? What gets you out of bed every day? And you have to put it in perspective that, what's going on today is tough to swallow, but you have to work through it. You have to make things better, and you have to move on. And so that's what I'm here for, is just to give you a little motivation on how to move on. And but if you have any thoughts or comments, I'd love to hear from you. Follow me on Facebook and YouTube and LinkedIn. Love to start some more conversations about these topics, and let's see where you're coming from. And I'd like to learn more about where you're coming from. So thanks. Have a great day.